Hello, my Taurus friends, and welcome to Coffee and Tarot with Mama T. I'm Teresa, and I am coming to you with a reading for the week of August 25th through the 31st. And I have already pre-shuffled all of the cards, and I did a pendulum word of the week for you this morning. And that word of the week is healthy. So that's something to keep in mind as you go throughout the week. You might already have an idea of what this word means to you and how it's resonating for you right now. If not, maybe the tarot cards will, or the oracle cards may make something, jar something loose, or something may come up over the course of the week. But be thinking about the word healthy, what it means to you, and what aspect of healthy is most prevalent in your mind right now. So with that in mind as a kind of our anchor, I will go ahead and get our cards pulled for the week, and we'll go through them and see what they have to say. These cards are big. Your cards that we're doing for Taurus are from the Druid Craft Tarot deck. And your first card of the week is the Prince of Wands. In this deck, that is the same as the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is he's the knight that is coming in with swift action. He is determined. He's bold and energetic. And he wants something to be done. He's bringing in a message about something that needs to be taken care of, some kind of action that needs to happen. So that's a great, decisive way to start the week off. The next card that we get is the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles is a card of balance. And this is about balancing both work and play, and also having fun while you're working, and also maybe adding a little bit of work into your play. But it can be a card of wearing a lot of different hats, having a lot of balls in the air that you're trying to manage, and but it should be a little bit of fun too. All right, so we have the next card is the Princess of Swords. And the Princess is the same thing as the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is is one of the court cards where they want to learn something new. They are eager to really dive into some new intellectual or intuitive sort of enterprise. So they're in that air realm, but they're new at what they're doing and eager and excited about whatever it is that they're learning. The next card is the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords, so this is also an air card. The Eight of Swords, this might be feeding into this. Learning something new here might make you might be feeling a little overwhelmed. And the Eight of Swords, this is like a prison in our own mind. It's something we kind of sort of a prison, a mental sort of block or prison that we do to ourselves. The hands are tied, the blindfold is on, but they're both loose, and there's nobody guarding this woman to make sure she stays within this prison of swords. Anytime that she wants to get out, she can. Sorry about my dog. She has been very barky this weekend. So that's the middle card of the week. So you might be having a day where you're feeling very, overwhelmed or, stuck. And then you get another court card. We've got a lot of court cards coming up here. So we have the Prince of Cups. So this is the Knight of Cups. And this is usually some kind of an emotional or intuitive message coming in. This could be an intuitive message coming in, or it could be an offer of love, some kind of romantic offer. Some, or something along those lines. So if you're not coupled already, then you may have somebody expressing some interest. If you are, then there may be, some sort of message from your partner, saying, hello, I'm here. This could be somebody that comes in and helps with this situation and, helps bring that feeling of stuckness to resolution. Next card, another court card. We get the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles he's kind of like the granddaddy in the minor arcana. The kind granddaddy, he knows all the things. He's got all the things. He's built up all the wealth. He's built his kingdom. He rules it with kindness. He's super generous, but he has a good handle on all the things, but especially of the earthly realm. And he may be offering some help on that sense of stuckness in the middle of the week as well. And then the last card of the week that we have is the Three of Pentacles. So this is another card. I noticed that there are people in all of the cards this week. So you may, except for this one, this feeling of stuckness is really the only one that is a sense of being alone. So there are people to help. And the Three of Pentacles, this is the card of, it is a card of collaboration. It's a card of successfully working on a project, and expertise. So if you don't have the expertise on whatever project you're working on, there's somebody nearby who is willing to share it with you. So let's pull a clarifying tarot card, just one clarifier for the week. And we get another court card. We get a Page of Cups. So we definitely may have this offer of love or romantic interest in the footing this week. So be watching for that. Next up, let's do some oracle cards. The first oracle we're going to do is from the Trish James Personal Predictions Oracle deck. And your card is going to be Abundance and Prosperity. Now, it doesn't surprise me with the amount of pentacles and cups that are showing up in your reading. Having those, all of those pentacles, that tells me abundance and prosperity is that those fit. But the idea of abundance and prosperity is not always monetary. It might be something to do with health. Maybe you've been thinking about your own physical health, and if it's good, what an asset it is, and if it's not, how you can get that back into alignment. Okay. Our next deck, our next deck is called the Connection Oracle. This is also from Trish James. This one is about helping you. It's a deck to help align your intuitive capabilities. And it often will help you with a message about somebody who is on the other side that you have had on your mind. And your card is Nurture, Mother Energy. And then the medium message is Chest or Stomach. So what this means, this can mean anything. You use your own intuitive interpretation on this. I'm a Taurus. My mother is on the other side. And so the idea of this mother energy tells me this might be a message from my mother. Maybe she wants me to nurture myself. Since she's not here to nurture me, she wants me to make sure I'm taking care of myself and nurturing myself. Um, and then the medium message, chest or stomach. This can be a message from somebody on the other side, either telling you to pay attention to whatever's going on in your chest or stomach, or it can be a message from somebody on the other side saying, this is what happened to them. Or this is, you need to be focused on whatever's going on with the chest or stomach of somebody else in your life. So use your intuition on that message. Think about how that might fit for you. If it doesn't fit, you can disregard it, but it is something to consider. Your next oracle card is from the Oracle of Mythic Heroes. And this is what it looks like. It's so not my style to buy this. But the reason why I did is because I feel like we all just need to be our own heroes right now. Nobody's coming to save us. So I wanted to have a deck that, had that kind of heroic energy. And your hero is Jason. And he is an ancient god, a mythic god. He was a son of Apollo, and Chiron helped him a lot. Chiron was a mentor for him, the centaur Chiron. He loved adventure from the day that he was born. He was super stoked about adventure stuff, and he learned a lot from Chiron, and he had a good, friendly energy about him. And one of the things that he did was he gathered a bunch of his buddies, and they built a ship, or he had a ship commissioned, or I'm not sure if he built it or whatever. I don't know much about this history. This is what I recall from reading the book when I got this deck a week or so ago. They built a ship, and he was out to retrieve the golden fleece. That was his big quest. And he was successful in it, and he wound up being very successful in a bunch of other quests, and he became a god because of all of his adventurous success. Now, the message that this card is bringing to you, there's a couple of messages behind this, is that you're being called to wake up to your adventurous side, trying to, wake up that intrepid, resourceful side of you. It's time for you to pack your bags and go on that journey that you've been thinking about. Even if you can't do that, literally, think about how you can add that kind of sense of adventure into your life on a day-to-day basis, and especially this week. Expand your vision, see life from a worldly point of view. It could be opening a new business, starting a new degree, anything to take a risk and trust that you have whatever you need to succeed. If you've not been able to travel or be adventurous lately, when the adaptive form of fire that this card represents is inactive, it can lend to a sense of boredom or even of depression. And so trying to get into that adaptive fire energy that you get a little bit of in your tarot cards, that Prince of Wands sense. So when Jason appears in your reading, remember your adventurous spirit and embrace the journeys before you. The other thing to think about with Jason is that he was not a solo traveler, and that um, he's asking this message. The message of this card is to be telling you to gather your tribe, get your people around you. Um, your tarot reading was full of people. There are people around you everywhere. And so you need to gather the people around you that can help you pull out of whatever this funk is. So let's end on a Dreamweaver Oracle. This is a Colette Baron Reed deck, Dreamweavers. And you get If the Wild Ones Come with Sticks. I love this one. I get this one every once in a while because it definitely applies to me. If the Wild Ones Come with Sticks. What number was that? It's a number 12 card. And it is basically avoiding that negative self-talk and your self-criticism, harsh judgment of self, or gossip. So sometimes the enemies in our the worst enemies in our lives are the ones inside our own heads. I have a friend of mine who calls those negative voices in her head, she calls them the lynch mob. And she does it that way. She calls them that to avoid any idea that they're cute or, good, or there's anything that they have to say that is helpful. She wants to remember that negative self-talk is just, it's not okay. And she wants it out of there. And so that is a great thing to end on. If the wild ones come with sticks, you are not going to listen. You're going to focus on your health, and you're going to focus on your sense of abundance and prosperity. And with that, I will leave you for the evening, and thank you for joining me. And I hope to see you in my next reading. Be well.